The idea for Sierra Trading Post was born out of a crisis in my life, really. When I was fired from a job where I was president of a company, I was very successful in that career. The owner decided that he wanted to run the business himself. It was kind of a shock to me, really. 40 years old, kind of hit with a career change is not something that the most men want to go through. I had been a Christian at that point for about 10 years, and I'd seen how God was able to guide me. And so I committed about 30 days of real intense prayer and Bible study. I had this kind of a mental picture where I was on a cliff. It was a chasm. It was too wide for me to jump across. And it was as though God were saying, you have to take a step of faith. You have to leave that foundation you think is safe, that job you have, and step out where only I can take care of you. At the end of that time, everything was just pointing the same direction, and that direction was quit. You know, quit, but then what?
It was frightening. It was quite frightening.
I put together my letter of resignation.
I had no idea where the next paycheck was going to come.
I didn't have the money for a business. I didn't have a good idea for a business. And once I burnt that bridge, the very next day, the concept for Sierra Trading Post came to me. And that concept was
outdoor clothing at a discount price.
We describe ourselves as an in-home outlet mall.
Seconds, colors that were not as fashionable.
Closeouts through the mail as though we were a mail order outlet store.
And it just popped.
We started out with a small office, not much bigger than the office I currently have.
The boys would put stamps on the first catalogs.
That first catalog, we mailed 100,000 catalogs, and we had a 12% response rate, which was phenomenal.
We had pizza and worked until midnight, 2 in the morning.
And we just grew from that point. The 3,000 square foot warehouse, in a couple years, we had to move to an 11,000 square foot warehouse. Then we had to move to yet a larger one.
Today, we have over 500 employees.
I think there's been several very defining, what I call defining moments. The first defining moment was in 1992 when we moved from Reno, Nevada.
It was getting more difficult to get employees.
I began thinking that it would be nice to have our own building.
It was getting very hard to find property that we could afford to even build a warehouse. So I said to Keith, why don't we just move to Wyoming? Actually, I said Montana.
When she said Montana, I thought Wyoming.
And Keith, of course, I had no idea he had seen this article in a magazine that said, move your business to Wyoming. It was a fly fisherman.
I went home and I pulled it out, I looked at it, and here's this guy looked kind of like me, and he was in this beautiful water, and he was casting a fly, and I said, I could picture myself there.
And we took our first trip out to Wyoming.
We toured the state, and we came up with Cheyenne was really the best possible choice of a place to move the business.
And that's how we moved to Wyoming.
The mission statement of the company really revolves around the 3 we believe statements.
In the beginning, I had 2 responsibilities. One was to plan the business. Second was to commit the business to God. But I didn't know how to commit a business to God. I'd never done that before. So one of the things that I came up with were 3 we believe statements.
They're very important to everything that we do.
3 statements that I could be held accountable for as the owner of the business. And they were printed in the very first catalog we have, and unchanged. They continue to be printed in every catalog we've ever produced. Our first one is a commitment to serving the customers, our vendors, giving them the best possible service that anybody can give.
I think one of the things that's most unique about Sierra Trading Post is how we treat people.
I feel the customer service philosophy is becoming an extinct courtesy.
We want our customers to be 100% satisfied.
We've had clothes returned that were so torn up you couldn't even tell what they were.
There's a lot of companies that their returns policy end at 90 days.
We've had shoes returned that had nails in them.
We'll take back items from time to time that could be 4 and 5 years old.
Thank you for calling Sierra Trading Post. This is Julia. How can I help you?
One thing I noticed recently and shared with a customer on the phone was she had an old refund check from 1989 or something that popped up on an order. And she was impressed with the fact that even though she hadn't cashed that check, we were still applying this $40-some-odd to her order that we had saved for her.
If the particular situation requires upgrading shipping or providing a discount on a product, we try to encourage those representatives to do that right on the phone while they're talking with a customer.
And that is the empowerment that we try to instill in our associates.
You know, there are times when I have worried, okay, am I giving away too much? Every time that has happened, I've come across and the company said, no, give that to them, go ahead.
We are looking for people that will go the extra mile for our customers. We had in Cheyenne a family that had driven from New York and was shopping in our store. And one of our associates noticed they had left, but left without their wallet. She remembered the conversation that they were going to be spending the night in Laramie, called Laramie, found out where they were, and she drove the wallet over to them. They didn't even realize they had lost the wallet, but we got the most beautiful letter back from them saying, you know, that's customer service in the fullest. We're going to be shoppers forever. Those are the kind of associates that we have at Sierra Trading Post.
Our second core belief is that we need to operate our business very cost effectively so that we can pass on the full amount of our savings. What we offer our customers are savings of 35 to 70%.
We provide quality product at great prices.
We get that by buying the product and buying it right, but we also get it by keeping our overhead down.
We must keep our operating costs as low as possible to keep your savings as high as possible. So we're always continually looking at ways to cut costs, continually looking at ways to improve our efficiency.
And we can pass on those savings directly to our customers. And then the third point is that we operate the business in accordance with the teachings of Jesus Christ. My wife and I are the owners of the company. We have faith in Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, and we want those values to be reflected in the way that we do business.
Everything that we do, whether the way we treat our vendors, the way we treat our customers, the way we treat our employees, is all predicated upon that we believe statement.
It doesn't mean that everybody has to be a Christian. It doesn't mean they've ever had to even open a Bible to understand what these core values are, but that they treat people the way they would want to be treated.
I believe that the mission statements that we've established have been one of the critical fundamental reasons why this company has grown as successful as it's been.
They're principles that have to do with work ethic and good business practices and interpersonal kinds of relationships that are very important to us. And they're all wrapped up in the teachings of Christ, primarily that you treat other people the way you want to be treated, the golden rule.
The environment is a very carefree, easy environment.
The environment here is fun.
Casual.
It's laid back.
Comfortable.
The management doesn't go around in ties.
When I first went to work for Keith, he threatened to throw me out of the room if I wore a business suit.
We want you to feel at home.
We might have crazy hat day, wear a Hawaiian shirt the next day, bring in your favorite slippers.
There's always something new going on.
We have pizza parties,
We have drawings.
birthdays once a month.
We have dogs running around.
Let's go, everybody.
In fact, all of our stores has a German short hair now.
All right, let's go.
How you doing?
Good.
We have an open door policy.
You can go and talk to anyone.
Anyone at any time can come into our office and talk to us about anything.
And that includes myself and Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. I didn't realize you were in town.
Keith and Bobby treat us all very well here. They've done many things that have just surprised me. For Christmas, they've given us all meat for Christmas. They've thrown parties, given away computer systems. It's just been a really unique situation.
This year has been nothing but opportunity for me.
I've enjoyed every moment.
One of the things that I love is just how much independence they give each person.
We want our employees to know that we care about them.
To be able to just do their job and then reward that initiative.
It's never been dull.
Oh, you're scared. They are what Sierra Trading Post is.
It's not like any company I've ever worked for.
This company has experienced growth like I've never experienced before.
Over the past 2 or 3 years, it's been kind of a technical revolution here at Sierra Trading Post. The innovation of the digital camera. It allowed us to launch a website.
After the website was launched, people began seeing the color photographs in the website and asking, hey, why isn't the catalog in color?
It occurred to me, well, why don't we use these same images in a catalog format instead of our drawings? There was a tremendous increase.
To our surprise, the 4-color catalog had over a 60% response rate.
It opened up totally new categories of product to us.
This is a Compradel anti-shock trekking pole, Black Diamond X15 ice tool, Grateful Heads kayaking helmets, Northwave mountain bike shoe.
Anything that was good quality name brand closeout could be sold. We have 6 different catalog titles now. That could easily grow to 7 or 8. We do over 30% of our business on the web now.
With 3 million page hits a day.
This is our new studio, studio number 4. This room is just like a racquetball court. And then we have an adjustable fill here, which we can maneuver any way to create a very large ambient light.
Since I've been involved with it in '92, it's grown 13-fold in revenue, and we're now over 550 to 600 employees.
We have not slowed down 1 minute in the last 2 years.
We never felt we would get this big.
We've evolved into, in my opinion, a national player.
In a growing company like we are, there will be future opportunities.
I started out as a CSR 9 years ago.
I started out as a sales associate.
We want our associates to be able to grow in the company.
I've only been here 3 years. I've steadily moved up, and now I'm working as a supervisor in the retail store.
Moved my way up to a lead.
Went from there to supervisor.
And then I went to supervisor and manager.
Assistant manager, and now manager after 2 years.
Since I've been here, I've seen many, many jobs that have opened up new opportunities that people wouldn't have dreamed of.
You can expand personally into those areas without necessarily having a background in retail or a background in management.
We want people who want to be a part of what we're doing and do it over the long haul.
That initiative is rewarded.
It's great.
Bobby and I aren't building this business up to be able to sell it and retire and go to Hawaii. I don't intend to be an absentee owner. I want something to be built that will be sustained and lasting. I believe that we're on our way to that. I believe that we have a good solid foundation that will establish us for growth in the future, and that really excites me.